All right, we're live. We have a really wide shot. This is so great. Look how different this is from the way it used to look.
Looks like giants are watching us.
Huh?
Looks like giants are watching us.
Yeah, I like that though. You like that tall camera
Yeah.
angle, or should I change it?
Department of Watching Live. Department of Watching Live. Hey, the microphone must be working. Hey, the microphone must be working.
Yeah. I can. Should I make it lower? It's sort of funny. It's sort of like we're on. That's weird.
It's like it's a security camera outside your door.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. I'm going to lower it a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing two. Oh.
You could move the computer off to the side.
No, it's okay. It's where it is. As long as nobody tries to walk. My only worry is that somebody will try to walk between the two.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, man, it's still up high, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Actually, the same angle, because it's when you moved it closer with the lower height, it was on the same trajectory. Yeah, I think it's something to do with geometry.
Geometry. Yeah, we can visualize a triangle. Visualize a triangle or a wedge.
Thank you for joining us. We are currently visualizing a triangle.
I'm looking onto it. This is really what you call entertainment. I'm glad I didn't tell it. This one. Here, now it's very low.
You're probably leaning tonight, aren't you?
I would like to, yes.
Still what?
Leaning.
I'm not going to lean tonight, and I'm going to tell you why.
You don't even have to tell me why. But I
It's
don't mind if you feel like
No, it's that I fed the dogs, but did not walk them before showing up here.
Oh.
And the dogs. Okay, so I want it a little high. Actually, probably about eye level is probably really good. Oh no, it's slightly above eye level. Pitch slightly down. Okay, now I can't see the screen. I mean, we don't need to see the screen.
You can move it over if you want to.
Oh, I'm gonna.
I can see it, but I don't care.
There we go. Ideally, there would be a director. We wouldn't be looking at the screen at all. There would be a hardworking technical people. Look what we're doing here. We're just. I know what the problem is.
Wearing
It's pointed at.
sport coats.
Yeah. All right. None of which have dog shit. Oh, look.
Bird shit.
Bird shit. That's it. That's not bad.
Mm-mm.
It's different, though. I think it looks different from the way we usually look.
It looks like it's got like a fisheye lens or something.
Yeah, it does. It's very wide angle-y, which I like, because what that means is you can get it in closer, and so then you're closer to the mic. Now, this is supposedly a pretty high quality XY like this, like the ORTF, the French. They call that the ORTF. I don't know what that stands for. I'm having. Where do you get the water? The sparkling water? Huh?
That must be Costco.
They have black cherry. So, friends, we've been live now for over 4 minutes and have yet to do anything useful, except for the following thing. We have Dave Thomas here on the percussion instruments. It's bongos and percussion toys. Dave Malachar here on this thing. We're using the John Paul Memorial. This is because of the late John Paul, not dead.
He's
just
late?
tardy. No, he's just tardy. Right.
Oh.
The late John Paul. Dave Thomas and I.
I'll get rid of this.
We're testing the. Dave was off doing tours again of tourists. Who's I guess has to come over.
American Queen, people.
The American Queen is the name of the tour company.
Yep, it's the boats. It's the boat company. we're gonna need a drink. Oh, I'll have it.
So we are not just we're not just being on the internet television thing to serve our own vain music. Davis just left. He just said, "This is absurd. I don't need to be here." He does, of course, but on the camera is John Paul's little Zoom Q2N4K, which is a little. I can't show it to you because it itself is the camera. If you see what I mean, but it's a cool little lump, and that you plug it in with a cable, and it has a little, pretty good. It looks like video camera, digital camera. And it has a built-in stereo microphone. Well, and that should mean that, like, if I go like this, remember the early days? You don't, because you're not old. The early days of stereo, you could buy records that were like records of people playing ping pong, so that you could remember those stereo demonstration LPs.
You're talking to a microphone stand that has nothing on it.
I'm talking to you, David.
Oh,
I'm going to walk over here now because I'm doing the stereo demonstration to see how that works.
Stereo demonstration.
Because they did used to sell things that you could buy.
Oh man, so it's just like a Singing in the Rain.
Oh, there you
This is a talking picture. Notice my lips are moving and I am talking. You remember that?
Yeah, because one of the best things about Singing in the Rain is the recreation of the days of silent movies.
Mhm.
It's charming. That's a good movie.
And one of the other good things.
Really,
is-
if you're just tuning in, and you probably aren't, and you're not me coming back later to check the audio quality and see if I really... Dave and I, without consulting with one another... Corduroy sports coats.
Is this a rhythm section or what?
In our defense, there used to be this kind of weather. We don't have it as much here in New Orleans because it doesn't quite get that cold. But there's a time when before you need your parka, but after it's a little too cold for the corduroy, that in Milwaukee we used to call it leather weather because you'd show up and everybody would have pulled out the leather jacket because it'd be windy and chilly, but not quite cold enough for the parka. Leather weather. This is perfect corduroy weather here in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Right now. What is it, like in the low 60s?
No, I think it's
Mid-60s?
low 70s.
It really
Yeah.
feels. It's very,
But it's a little breezy and it's damp, which is we're always
It's
on that.
And
Let's check out the temperature.
and
Oh,
my
you know what? You might be right.
my block of Dominican Street.
68.
Okay, high 60s. We're both right. My block of Dominican made the front page of NOLA.com. I don't know if it's the print edition of the.
Wow.
It's a photograph of my neighbor Dee rolling in her recycling bin, and it's taken with a very long lens to compress and accentuate the fact that our street is torn up. Ladies and gentlemen, you know those photographs from the First World War that showed just the chaos of no man's land, just a terrain that's just tortured and torn by the huge high explosive shells they used and the poking out bitsies of tank traps and the coils of barbed wire. That's what Dominican Street looks like right now, and that's what half of uptown New Orleans looks like. Because what they've done is they've gotten all the crews to start working at once with the first part of tearing up a street.
And then I'll take their summer vacation.
Apparently they've all left. So they tore everything up everywhere. They got every job started. Then they stopped.
If John Ford was still doing Westerns,
Uh-huh.
he could come here and just shoot, set up and shoot, because we are surrounded by mule paths.
We
Did you see what I hung?
It's Category 5 Social Aid and Pleasure Club. Who is the Category 5 Social Aid and Pleasure Club?
That's what we called whatever when we paraded up in Nashville.
That's wonderful.
It's a Nashville entity. Just took it
We
down
can't-
out of the attic.
We should hang it up behind us next time we perform.
That'd be a good idea, except it's not easy to get down.
We're not going to take it down then. It's very nice. I could lift the camera.
And it has tomatoes on it because it was inaugurated as part of the Tomato Art Festival in East Nashville.
There's a tomato art.
All good in the hood. There still is. And they still do a second line parade.
That's nice.
Guess who started the second line parade? Clue is she's in the kitchen.
Was it Joyce?
Yes, it was.
She said you should have a second line parade.
We even have photos of her in the local newspaper leading the second line parade. I am married
To the person who
a
initiated,
famous creative entrepreneur, is whatever. I don't know.
who created the second line parade here. Oh, it's 4:23.
Oh, perfect time to start playing.
It's 4:23. What time is it, kids?
4:23. What time is that?
Let's do that later. Because we have corduroy sports coats on.
Yes.
No, let's start with a song that has bongos.
Okay.
So we'll start with this. And anyway, the thing. But then what I'll do is I'll transition to corduroy sport coat, which is in a related key. It'll be okay. As opposed to Mr. Moisture. This is a rare glimpse into the creative process that
Hey,
leads.
We just gave you a plug
We did.
for originating the second line parade at the Tomato Art Festival.
Oh, cool. To the Malacross?
Sure.
Don't you want that raisin bread?
No.
Why don't you want raisin bread?
We won't be here to eat it.
See, if you toast raisin bread and then you put butter on it, it's really the best thing in the world to eat.
It's very good.
You don't need cake if you have raisin bread with butter on it. You know, it's just like, instead of a birthday cake this year, we just got raisin bread, we're toasting it.
Right.
We're putting butter on it, and you can have it for your birthday. I would accept that. I had an idea, and I didn't cook it. I have to tell you about this idea I had before we actually.
Okay.
It was pancake pie. I thought you would make.
Is this like moose turd pie?
No, it's that's one of the great jokes. No. Pancake pie is when you make a bunch of pancakes, and then you layer them, pancakes, butter, syrup, pancakes, butter, syrup, until you fill the pie crust. Then you pop it in the oven until the pie crust is done, and then you eat it. I'll bet it would be delicious.
I guess, yeah.
It'd be like pecan pie, but with pancakes instead of pecans.
Right, so it'd be like eating pancakes, except it's
In
got
a
pie
pie.
shell.
Yeah, pancake pie.
Yeah.
I'm
Mm.
gonna make it next.
It's good though.
Good. My God, this tastes okay. That's a good joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, y'all can look it up. Come on, you're Googling now. You can look up moose turd pie.
Moose turd pie. All right. So we're going to start with the thing, and then we're going to go into the other thing, and you're going to have to switch instruments. It's going to be
you know what I'm
very.
going to switch to? Is it the scratcher? What do I do?
I don't remember what you do.
Okay, maybe I won't switch. We'll see.
You don't
Might be
have to
bold.
switch. You can play any instrument on any song any way you want. That's one of the things about this band. You don't get paid, but you can. You don't have to play, and when you do play, you can play anything you damn well please.
And if I get fired, how would I know?
You wouldn't even notice. Because it would be like you're not in the band, but you're still here sitting next to me playing the instrument. No, it's just this guy. I think the least that you can do is look a person in the eye and acknowledge their existence. Nod your head as you walk by. I have friends who are much hipper, and they say I shouldn't do that. Or you may find yourself conversing with a schizophrenic hobo. But I say there are worse things than talking to a madman. You both might take some comfort if you have a little chat. I remember there was one time I was walking in the city. I smiled and nodded at a stranger, fell in step and said this story. He said this story. He said, I used to have a girlfriend. This was when I was in grad school. We shared a small apartment. We shared a mattress on the floor. We lived on love and ramen and donations from her mother, who sent us cardboard boxes containing cookies and advice. She played Mozart on the oboe, the key of C concerto. She was hoping to be featured in the Philharmonic show. But they brought in a ringer. He was a freelance oboe slinger, and my girlfriend gave up oboe, and she moved to Portland, Maine. I wrote this song while walking home from the Rite Aid where Cancino's is now. Chocolate and almonds and aspirin for the dog. I looked over on my left. That's when I saw that there was bird shit right there on the shoulder of my corduroy sport coat. I looked over on my left. That's when I saw that there was bird shit right there on the shoulder of my corduroy sport coat.
So this is a relatively recent song from your repertoire.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty recent song. It was from, but it's not so recent that there wasn't a. It was, but Omar was still alive
Oh, okay.
because I was buying aspirin for Omar because he
Oh,
was
yeah.
getting old and achy then.
Okay.
So it's probably a 12-year-old song. Maybe I should sit down and come on in, Kate. Walk right past.
Oh,
Come on, it's okay. There's
All
nobody
right.
watching.
okay,
We didn't tell anyone.
okay.
It's a secret thing.
Do you need?
It's a-
So we don't have a chair for you. Do you
That's the
need?
way I'd like to sit down. You know I'd like to sit in this chair.
Okay.
We didn't know
And
that.
how's your beverage situation?
I got
We
one.
have more fizzy water. There's wine in the house. She was cutting salad, but maybe
We have
Might
a
come
whole
now
bunch
that you
of
know
salad
the company.
greens and raisin bread from these people.
Oh, how nice.
David and Joyce
What did you guys do? Why? Oh, you're
are leaving on the 20th, which is in 2 days.
the same day my brother's coming.
that's probably why he decided to come because he knew we wouldn't be here.
And there'll be raisin bread,
And they'll be raising.
raisin toast.
He loves that.
Everybody loves raisin toast.
That's awesome.
So we haven't really done the introductions. People, we are Bongos at 9.
Bongos at 9.
And we're coming to you from the lovely Carrollton Gardens.
Yeah. This is Dave Thomas. He's the bongist. He owns the bongos, from whence the name Bongos at 9.
But you
There
can
was a
see
person
right
who was
here.
asking me about the streaming productions. Where can they find?
Find what?
Us?
Yeah, right now.
YouTube.com, Bongos at 9.
Yeah.
18 now, right?
Yeah. Bongos 18.9. I mean, they can do it right now. There's also previous things. There's also the opera is up there,
Yeah.
and just a bunch of these previous things. And here's the great thing. If you're a completist, if you're the kind of person who says, you know, some people are like this. Some people will just, for instance, they've heard the Beatles do a rendition of Love Me Do Once, and they're done, right? But other people will want to hear every live version and compare them. Or, for instance, you might be a Sonny Rollins completist and know that he recorded St. Thomas many times, both live and on records, and you might want to hear, you know, what's he going to do with it this time?
Yeah, with Sonny Rollins, he would do different things. So
Sure, he would.
that would be right.
Here's the thing. With Bongos at 9, it's the same thing. Because we know 4 songs, and yet we keep being on the internet performing those 4 songs. It may be more than 4,
I think we're up to 6 or 8.
6 or 8 songs. And you can compare different renditions, and you can say, you know, they never get through any of those without a dumb mistake. Never, not once. That's part of our charm.
I do have a completist story.
Yeah, go on.
So Columbia went because all the Bessie Smith recordings were on OK. I think it was
Yeah,
OK.
they sure. Okay,
So Columbia knew that they owned all of them. So they had a mission. They undertook a mission to release every stinking Bessie Smith recording.
yay!
And it was 5 box sets. Now, a box set in this case only had 2 CDs in it.
Okay, but still, that's 10
Right.
CDs.
And the last one might have been 1, and then they found some other stuff. So it was like, oh, there's some other stuff we forgot about. So here's another one. I said, well, you could actually own every single Bessie Smith or copy of every single
Right.
Bessie. So I bought them all.
Good move.
Yeah, but then it's like, why do I want to own every Bessie Smith recording?
Are they similar?
Yeah, they're Bessie Smith recordings.
So she sings like the similar song.
Mm-hmm. They're all blues. Well, mostly all blues songs.
Sure.
There's some interesting stuff in there. Clarence Williams was her early guy, and he did a lot. And
I like Clarence Williams songs.
Louis Armstrong played cornet on some of her stuff, but you know. So this is how stupid this is. I saw it when I realized the error of my ways. I actually sold off some of them when half.com still existed.
Yeah.
Which was an eBay kind of thingish.
I remember that.
I didn't manage to sell any of them, all of them.
All of them.
So I've got the first 2, and I went through them because I'm getting ready to do a webcast on Clarence Williams.
Sure.
And he was a key figure in some of the early stuff. And so I opened the first one, and I'm looking through, and I opened the second one, and it's got 2 discs in there with the shrink wrapping still on them.
You've never listened to them. You've never listened to these.
But I had them.
You're a completist. He's a completist.
My word.
As my father said one time when we were sitting in his living room in his golden sunset nearing the end of his life years, he looked at the bookshelves, which are, as bookshelves are wont to be, lined with books. And he said, why do I have all these books I've already read? Which is one of the things about bookshelves. You go, yeah, you're right. You're not running a library.
Nope. And you're not going to read them, yeah.
You know which ones you're going to read.
Yeah, those are the ones you keep.
Just keep
Everything else goes.
all Charles Portis books. You can read Charles Portis books once a year. They never disappoint you. Charles Portis finally died, I think, last year. He was 86.
Oh,
Oh,
So should we do another song?
heck yeah. I would like to do another.
I can
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to try and do the West End Blues without ever having sung it. But that's a really good song by Clarence Smith. I don't care who knows I am. Let's do something I know.
Okay.
I think that's a really good idea. The audience doesn't have to know the songs.
It'll be just like Monty Python. No, or something completely different.
A song Dave knows. Right, right. It was an inspired guess.
could always do a waltz.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Thank
Where
you.
we come from.
We'll do the polka dot. The boys were lined up along the bar at one end of the hall. The girls were sitting on folding chairs under the mirror ball. The usual band played the usual tune, like I expected they do. And there she sat, with her hands on her lap and her eyes on the toes of her shoes. We waltzed across the floor, waltzed on the floor. I looked down into those big baby blues. I never saw what was in store. I thought I knew love, I'd never known true love, learned how much to love her. Till I walked with the girl out of her blue eyes and the polka dot skirt. I've been here for a dance like this about 100 times before. I was a kid who slid dancer place over the wax floor. I guess I know almost everyone here by name or to see them around. So tell me why she's catch my eye, the girl from the far side of town. We waltzed across the floor, we waltzed more. I looked down into those big baby blues, I never saw what was in store. I thought I knew love, I'd never known true love, learned how much to love and hurt. Till I'd walked with a girl with the powder blue eyes and the polka dot skirt. Her beautiful powder blue eyes and a polka dot skirt. Thank you. Kate Malachar is here reading the audience. Thank you, Katie.
You know, there's something odd about that song. You know, is it really a waltz?
It is a waltz. However, Dave, and
Mhm.
thank you.
Mhm.
It is a waltz, but it has the word polka in the title.
Oh, that's what was throwing me.
And polkas don't have 3 beats to the measure, but 2. A polka is a kind of two step, isn't it? Or is it 4? You
2-step is okay.
yeah.
Either way.
2/4 and 4/4 really are interchangeable.
Sort of.
It just depends how many bar lines you feel like drawing. You could say it was in 8/4 and just not have to draw near as many verticals. You just write that chart, just go 8.
32/4.
32/4. Man, oh man, that would be great. It would be just one bar pop song.
Mhm.
But then you couldn't say like, play that, let's practice in middle 8. You couldn't do that. It would be harder to define where the hell you were in the song when you were lost, which we are often. Let's do another song.
Okay.
This playing songs instead of running my mouth, it has something to recommend it.
Okay.
The sun is out. Ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sorry, but I have to do number one, we're wearing corduroy sports coats without bird shit on them. Number two, the sun is out in New Orleans. It has been raining. It's been raining forever. It's as rainy as I think it is on Venus or Jupiter, which are both, as we know, very rainy places.
Unlike Tucson.
They're going to Tucson to visit grandkids for a week. Back on the 27th, is that right?
Yeah, 26th.
Back
So,
on the 20th.
If you count the travel days, it's a week.
Groovy. You say you love me, talk's cheap. You say you dream about me in your sleep, but I see no indication this obsession persists today. Put up or shut up, that's what I say. You say you're hot and sweaty, you can't think straight. That could be a virus or something you ain't. You say you love me real bad. I already been loved that way. Put up or shut up, that's what I say. Okay, I'm cute. Okay, I'm fine. Okay, we agree about the bottom line. You don't know what move to make. Well, give me some sugar or give me a break. How long has this been going on? Time with money, you be overdrawn. The clock is ticking and it's time for you to make your play. Put up or shut up, that's what I say. Okay, I'm cute. Okay, I'm fine. Okay, we agree about the bottom line. You don't know what move to make. Well, give me some sugar or give me a break. How long has this been going on? Time or money, you'll be overdrawn. The clock is ticking and it's time for you to make your play. Put up or shut up, that's what I say. Put up or shut up, that's what I say. Put up or shut up, that's what I say. Dave Thomas on the bongo drums. And he's playing any sort of percussive soundage you should happen to hear during this. I wanted to mention that although we are both wearing corduroy sports coats, or sport keet, I think is the plural.
Sport keet?
Sport keet is the plural of coat. Keet. Like goose and geese, coat and keet. I think.
Coot.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
It's a sport keet.
Sport keet. Neither of these are the corduroy sport coat made famous in the song "Corduroy Sport Coat."
That would have a little blobby up here.
Left.
Oh, left.
On my left. On the left. My left. Your right.
Well, they might think, depending on how they're looking at it.
They might be. Yeah. But it's not. It would be right there. This is where that actually happened. I mean, I was walking home and I was writing a song in my head because I'd heard Sam Cooke on the PA system at the thing, and a lot of his songs go just like Dream.
Yeah.
So So I had this song in my head, and then when I got home, I took out the key, and I looked over here, and sure enough, there was bird shit on the shoulder of my corduroy sport cup.
Okay, so here's our next Sam Cooke factoid related to New Orleans and specifically Harold Batiste. Last time, I believe we talked about You Send Me and Harold Batiste being the arranger on Sam Cooke's first hit. This one is Tennessee Waltz. So there was a music label that was created in New Orleans called All for One, and it was black artists, musicians that owned the label. So they owned all their product and everything. And Harold Batiste was a key member, sort of the founding guru for that organization.
Mm-hmm.
They moved to the West Coast, lock, stock, and barrel, and set up a rehearsal space that SAR Records, which is Sam Cooke's label, used a lot. And they actually used the so-called AFO All-Stars on some Sam Cooke recordings, and one in particular that you're going to love, so y'all got to go listen to this, Tennessee Waltz. So Sam Cooke does Tennessee Waltz. You know when I was confused before about waltz and polka?
Yeah.
It's not a waltz.
Well,
The way they play it.
They don't do it as a waltz? Four beats to the measure?
4 beats to the measure, and it swings really well.
How do you do that?
Yes, wow.
With my darling.
I was dancing with my
Yeah.
darling to the Tennessee Waltz.
You got it.
When no friend I happened to see, you introduced him to my darling, and while they were there, my friend stole my sweetheart from me. I remember the night and the Tennessee Waltz. Didn't look how much I had lost. I lost my little darling the night they were dancing the beautiful Tennessee Waltz. Well, I remember the night and the Tennessee Waltz. Now look at how much I have lost. I lost my little darling the night the band played the beautiful Tennessee Waltz. Yes, I lost my darling on the night the band played the beautiful Tennessee Waltz.
Sam will be proud.
Nice.
Thank you. There's another version of the Tennessee Waltz which I'll play real quick. It goes like this. I was dancing with my darling to the Tennessee Waltz when an old friend I happened to see. I introduced him to my darling, and they took off dancing. Say some friend he turned out to be. See, because if you take your little darling out dancing and you introduce her to an old friend, what the hell? What? You should unfriend him.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
You know, with the thing that they do. You know,
Yeah.
they have that thing.
Unfriend and don't ever like anything he posts.
No. In fact, what you could do is you could troll him.
Troll him?
Yeah, that's
What do you
chasing.
get? You get one of those little dolls and you paint the face to look like him? Or
Yeah, and then you poke it with pins.
Okay.
You collect his
We
thing.
could do that.
Okay, that was good. That was an unscheduled song.
Yeah.
But that's also a really good story, and I do want to hear that Sam Cooke version. Lady, you shot me, which are among the saddest last words in the.
Oh, yeah.
Although I believe that there is some famous Civil War general or admiral or somebody like that who said, don't worry, they couldn't hit the flat side of a barn at this range. Those were his last words.
Oh,
Flat
wow.
side
Yeah.
of a barn, okay.
Yeah, he couldn't hit the side of a barn at this range. Whack! Plop.
Well, it wasn't the flat side of a barn.
No, it wasn't. It
Actually,
was his head with a
Right.
bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, that's overconfident. Okay, so now we've done the Tennessee Waltz, so I can scratch that off the thing. I'm just checking out. My God, we got plenty of time. Dave, Botel Riviera. I don't think we've even done that for a couple of years.
I don't remember.
Maybe-
Let's go back and look at the
I'm not
tapes.
sure.
Yeah. We'll be checking. We'll have the staff, our research staff will check.
Research.
Research.
What?
We're just
Yeah,
making
they-
noise. Tuck my gum. Oh, don't need that. There are so many little things you have to do to get ready to perform a song. You have to
Remember the
bang the
words.
chord. You have to try to remember the word. You have to cough.
Do you grab your crotch, or is that? Am I
Oh,
in the
that's
wrong?
baseball.
Baseball. Oh,
That's
okay.
baseball. Yeah,
No, that's Michael Jackson.
You're right. These are music application.
Here's the thing. I don't think there's any field of human endeavor where you don't want to be grabbing your crotch. I think pretty much.
I think I saw that on the film footage from when they landed on the moon.
Yeah,
Neil Armstrong.
grab his crotch.
Yeah. You couldn't hardly tell because he had this like mitt.
Yeah.
Just do it. You can just do that.
You know, still.
Priests, they, but you can't tell because they're wearing that bathrobe.
Oh, wait a minute.
Under that bathrobe.
Grabbing-
We're just going to persist in now. Here we go. Key of A, the Boattail Riviera song. What? Yeah. I want a Boattail Riviera, a 72, with a leather interior so I won't feel inferior. Too scared to talk to you. I want Boattail Riviera, metallic blue. You'll slide into the sea, glide off down the street, underneath the gibbous moon. If I had a nickel for every time I said I want a brand new Boattail Riviera, I put all those nickels in a sock and I'd walk down to the corner store and I would sling that sock of nickels, smack it to the skull of that seat behind the counter. And I'd help myself to Gatorade and jerky. And oh yeah, I'd get all the money in the drawer. I'd buy me a Boattail Riviera with a crate of mags and a Hearst tea shifter so your mama would know that I'm more than good enough for you. More than good enough. I want a Boattail Riviera, it can even be me. I'll just patch it up with Bondo, park it out front of my condo, and that'll give all my neighbors a treat. I want a Boattail Riviera desperately, with 2 spares in the trunk and a lot of other junk, like some empty containers from SG. And how can I forget the very first time I ever laid eyes on a brand new Boattail Riviera? It was parked out front of the old brick cottage there on Youth Avenue, remember? And I remember saying, boy, someday I will have you a Buick just like that one there. And I won't drive it after dark, and I will drive it slow, and I will not drive it with guys like you. I want a Boattail Riviera to drive down the street. And I won't say nothing on me too, cause I'll be complete. Riviera.
So,
Mhm.
do we have any hesitation
No.
in doing that song after 4 Sikhs get killed up in, where did they get killed?
No.
Where somebody
No.
ate. Eight
Yeah.
people got killed.
Yeah, 8 people got killed and 4 of them were Sikhs. who
Was
were-
it FedEx?
It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. But here's the thing. It's euphonious in the song. It sounds good in the song.
Mhm.
He's not being singled out because he's a Sikh. It's just you're at the I'm just gonna have another. You're just at the corner store, which is a convenience store. It's not a pejorative term, and also it never happened.
Okay.
Nor would it ever happen. It's because it's hypothetical. Let me. What he's referring to is the lyric that goes like this: if I had a nickel for every time I said I want a Boattail Riviera, I'd put all those nickels in a sock and I'd walk down to the corner store. Then I'd sling that sack of nickels smack into the skull of that Sikh behind the counter. I'd help myself to Gatorade and jerky and all the money in the drawer. This is
He's a bad person to begin with.
well, this is the plan for acquiring 1972 Buick Riviera. The money in the drawer would scarcely be worth more than the sock full of nickels that you would use to bonk the guy on the head. I said Sikh because it's, if you say that cat, smack into the skull of that Sikh, see, it's got those K's. It's got all those K's. Smack, skull, Sikh. That's why it's in there.
That's so before times.
I'm not singling the Sikh people out. There's a couple reasons I would never do that. Number one, I mean them no disrespect. Number two, they carry knives. It's a precept of their faith to have a knife. So if I was going to piss anybody off, I would piss off somebody who didn't, as a precept of their faith, always carry an edged weapon. I'm not trying to, if any. Now, if there are any members of the Sikh faith, the Sikh community listening, and you're offended, please get in touch. I'm not willing to change the lyric, but I'm willing to talk it over. I personally feel that you're allowed to, I think Huckleberry Finn should still be in all the libraries. I think you're allowed to write what you write as the character you're writing about.
It's very Randy Newman-esque.
Free to be put in a cage. Yeah. Also, it's just a silly song about a car. Let's do we did that already.
We could do it again because nobody's going to complain.
Nobody cares. Let's do Little Great Ponytail.
Okay.
That's another waltz. We're good at waltzes. Oh yeah.
And
Let me
this one won't confuse me.
I was putting my hand on the wrong fret. Now it's better. I'm sorry. I just have to. I actually, I was writing about this. Talks about the Tasty Freezes, and it turns out, although there used to be like hundreds of Tasty Freezes all over the United States,
Really?
in like 1957, or something, there's now 18 left in the whole country.
Oh,
Isn't that miserable?
I think there's one Howard Johnson left
Really?
in Lake George.
I don't know where Lake George is.
yeah, where's that?
It's north of Saratoga. So if we go up and visit John Noon, hi John, and Paula too.
Hey,
We're
John,
probably We'll probably go up there. I gotta go to the last Howard Johnson.
get the fried clams.
Fried clams.
The
Okay.
fried clams. Fried clams are good. They're clams, and they're breaded and they're fried like fried oysters. Only because they're clams, they're smaller and more rubbery. They're very chewy with crispy on the outside with a vague clam flavor. Get the fried clams.
Sounds like a fried clam.
I could eat a fried clam po' boy. There is no such thing.
Good.
Yeah.
What were we? Oh, I know. Was that an adequate count off?
Yeah, that's good. 'Cause
Oh, sorry.
I don't usually come in on the one anyway.
Okay. What do they do? Jeez. We don't need to do that again, do we? Yeah.
So, are you counting off for yourself? Because it's
No.
not helping.
I'm docking the rhythm section's pay because his shoes aren't shiny.
He's gonna take my shaker away.
I'm gonna be like James Brown. Apparently, James Brown would dock your pay if your shoes weren't shiny.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I'm never gonna get paid.
No, he was. David's shoes are well used. David is a tour guide, and
Never
in fact,
gonna-
we're both wearing kind of beat up shoes today.
Oh,
These
yeah.
shoes are awful. I didn't realize how bad they were.
No, it's just that there's an external coating on the surface
Wow,
of the material
I mean,
the
it
shoes
is
is made of.
gone.
There's pleather parts of the shoes, and you know how pleather is often a woven material covered with a thin laminate of vinyl or something like that,
I don't
and
think those shoes.
all that shit is flaked off.
Those are fancy.
Yeah, that's something gone, huh?
No, it's pleather, and that's what's happened. So they look. You know what you could do? You could spray paint them brown.
You could.
Yeah, I'll bring over some spray paint. We're
The
going to spray
death-
paint his.
The death of pleather.
Here's the thing we're going to do. We're not going to, because Bongos at 9. I'm getting back to this song in just a moment. Bongos at 9 is a YouTube channel that's devoted to both our performances and also right now there's an
The
opera.
opera.
But we should
Meredith.
also have. I think we should also have those things where people build stuff. Like household hints or guys
Oh,
with
yeah.
saws cutting pieces of wood saying I'm making a picture frame. And then you know how to make a picture frame. We should do that too. So when you're working in your yard,
We're going to teach them how to paint my shoes. Is that where you're going?
that's
with
one of the
this?
first things is we're going to shoe restoration.
You might skip that episode. I'm just saying.
It's Don't Miss TV.
Well, it's close.
It's Don't Miss TV.
I wouldn't use all those words to describe it. A few of them.
It's Don't Watch TV. 1, 2. I'm not going to count it off. I'll just let you come in at the
Okay.
bottom of those. I'm going to sing it anyway. Well, I hear your new man has a little gray ponytail, a big cowboy hat, and a new SUV. I assume that he is a realtor or dentist with a whole lot more money than me. I would not be surprised if he had him a Harley to ride on the weekend in a black leather vest. You see, them are the types that take other men's work from the one that has loved you the best. You know what I'd like? Tasty Freeze franchise. The Tasty Freeze franchise would suit me just fine. 'Cause then I could have saucer whenever I wanted, and you could come home and be mine. Well, I know I screwed up when I bought that four-wheeler, and we've been saving up for a widescreen TV. John Fitzgerald and Chris G and me both had them. The only one left out was me. You know what I like? A Tasty Freeze franchise. A Tasty Freeze franchise would suit me just fine. Cause then I could have soft serve whenever I wanted. And you would come home and be mine. You know, cowboy boots really ain't much good for walking. And a New Holland feet cap won't help a guy score. I have swapped out the porch lights with compact fluorescents, but you still don't love me no more. Darling, I have been barred from the family dollar. I bumped into a shelf, busted a cup. When a man gets to where he can't go to the strip mall, he can't go much in no place but up. You know what I'd like? A tasty freeze franchise. A tasty freeze franchise would suit me just fine. Cause then I could have soft serve whenever I wanted. And you would come home and be mine. You know what I like is a tasty freeze franchise. A tasty freeze franchise would suit me just fine. Cause then I could have soft serve whenever I want. And you come home and be mine. Yeah. There's a cool breeze starting. The sun is gone and it's getting cooler.
It's chilly.
Want to do 2 more songs? Is that the right amount for
It's
you?
up to the record. Oh, 2 more would be fine.
We could just do 1, too.
No, 2 is. I got plenty of time for 2.
Okay. I just know he's been out guiding tours all day.
Oh, you're back
He's-
at it.
Probably really hungry for his supper.
And I got to go kneel.
And he's got to go kneel, but I'm not going to kneel. And here's why. I haven't walked the dogs, and they are going to be sad. You have to. I already fed them. Then I came over here. They need to not be in the house when the next thing happens.
It's either kneeling or squatting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Thomas.
You got to pick.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch this because I think this camera and mic of the picture looks very crisp.
It does. It looks
and
really
clear.
good.
And we'll just hear how the audio is. This may be the way to go.
Oh.
And I figured out how to use it, but it only works on your computer because my computer says, we're done.
We don't.
And we didn't have any problem with this.
On the same
Recognized it
website,
immediately.
no, your computer immediately recognized it and said, I got it.
That's because he has a modern computer.
Do you have Windows 10?
I don't even know.
Because I have 8.1, which is,
No, I don't have 8.1. I know that.
then you go Windows 10. And that's
Okay.
why.
What happened to 9? What happened to all the 0.2, 3, 4, 8, 9 for 8?
Failed miserably. Really, seriously, it was like an embarrassing, we do not discuss it.
Oh, it was a bad rollout.
We don't talk about it. It's not a thing we talk about.
Must have been
Yeah,
a really
it's-
bad
we don't-
rollout.
Heads will roll.
Yeah.
Blood will be spilled.
It's like the Neil Sedaka psychedelic album. It's one of those things that, which I'm not sure there even was such a thing, but
But that's why nobody's sure, because
Yeah.
when they released it, they pulled it immediately.
I had Trini Lopez's, and my daughter probably still has it. Trini Lopez's disco album called
You
Trini.
do not.
Yeah, called Trini, Transformed by Time.
You do not.
Yeah. And the thing about Trini Lopez is he was really good. He was really a good singer. He could really play guitar. I mean, he was.
But his dance moves just didn't cut it, huh?
Why would you have a Trini Lopez? Because he was trying to sell records, and the record industry was a disaster. And at that point, for people who played anything except disco music,
Yeah.
and we thought it was terrible. But at least there were actual musicians on those records.
Yes,
We didn't know how bad it was going to get. 2 songs.
Okay, 2 songs.
Constance and Harmony,
Woo!
and Too Cool. Right?
Okay.
said that she lived on the corner of Constance and Hardy. I said, ain't that poetic? She said, boy, it ain't an analogy. More than mere metaphor, it's a matter of simple economy. Cause you can't beat the rent and it's close to the places I want to be. She said, give me a lift to the corner of Constance and Hardy. I said, let's take a spin on my Schwinn. Come on, baby, hang on to me. As we steer by the stars, you'll admire my command of astronomy. Navigating the channel, a master of urban geography. Well, she boiled up some bits and she said, won't you join me in harmony? I said, maybe it tastes, but I've got to maintain my autonomy. She said, make up your mind, you can't have just the bits that you want to be. And I thought, why should I wonder when what I want's right here in front of me? Then I thought for a while, how do I reconcile this dichotomy? I'd be taking the air now if I didn't care what she thought of me. It's too late if I leave to retrieve what she's already got of me. So I see no way out without saying so long to a lot of me. Now we live in a house on the corner of Constance and Hardy. You say ain't that poetic, but mister, it ain't an analogy. More than mere metaphor, it's a matter of simple economy. Cause you can't beat the rent and it's close to the places I wanna be. Everything that I want's on the corner of Constance and Hardy. Look at me in my leather coat, tiny little shades, this skinny little coat, shiny little shoes, skinny little pants. Wouldn't you know I'm too cool to dance, too cool to dance, too cool to dance. Well, I look so good in my mohair suit. They had to study me at an institute where they did research. There was so rain. The results came back too cool to dance, too cool to dance, just too cool to dance, too cool to dance, too cool. platform shoes. She could barely walk. The way she snapped her gum, she could make it talk. She gave me a look. It was a sidelong glance. And I knew that chick was too cool to dance, too cool to dance. She's too cool to dance, too cool to dance, too cool to dance, too cool. Well, I'm too cool, she's too cool. Yes, we're too cool to dance. I'm too cool, she's too cool, we're too cool. Yes, I'm too cool, she's too cool, we're too cool to dance. I'm too cool, she's too cool, my baby too cool to dance. Too cool, too Look at me, my leather coat, my leather coat, tiny little shade, skinny little goat, shiny little shoes, skinny little pants. Wouldn't you know I'm too cool to dance, 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 too cool to dance. Thank you, Kate. And thus ends this live streaming portion of Bongos at 9. Once again, that's Dave Thomas playing percussion. I'm Dave Malachar playing the other thing. And it's also the John Palt Memorial Zoom QN2 4K, Q2N 4K. The late John Palt, not dead, just tardy. But I think this camera may work out really good. So I'm going to come over here and snurkle the gazurkle. God, look how crisp that image is.
Bye,
It's
Mom.
unbelievable. Later, everybody.
So you
Done.
figured out